B Marsh Boxing, what's happening, world? I'm back at it once again with another boxing video. So this video is about the purse payouts that both pay-per-view fighters earned last night for the pay-per-view. The headliners, we talking about Andy Ruiz versus Chris Arreola. Okay, now this fight was charged $50 per household for the pay-per-view. It wasn't $75. It wasn't $100. It was a cool $50, just like back in the day. You know what I mean? Back in the Tyson days, De La Hoya days, before they started hiking up the price to 65 to 75, and even as high as $100 for the first payouts. So $50 was reasonable. Um, the card was pretty entertaining. You know what I'm saying? It was entertaining. The main event was entertaining. Some of the undercard fights were entertaining. So overall, I'm not sure how much the gate did, but I do have the purse payouts for both Arreola, Andy Ruiz, amongst others on this pay-per-view undercard. So Chris Arreola, he clocks in at 300,000 US dollars, 300 grand, with more money to come on the backside on the pay-per-view incentive, okay? Him and Andy Ruiz are splitting the pay-per-view revenue 50-50. So the man Chris Arreola could earn as high as $1.5 million, but 300 grand, $300,000 is guaranteed, okay? Um, Andy Ruiz, considered the A-side fighter in this particular fight. A guy who was a former world unified heavyweight world champion, um, although short-lived, but that's one title that could never be taken from him. The first heavyweight of Mexican heritage um, to win the heavyweight world title. Okay, and the whole card, like I said, was basically a whole lot of Mexican fighters. You know what I mean? And it was over there in Los Angeles, so that was a good place to showcase this fight. And the man Andy Ruiz clocked in at a cool $1 million. $1 million guaranteed, but with pay-per-view revenue and incentive and splitting the pay-per-view revenue 50-50 with the man Chris Arreola, he could earn as high as $3 million for this pay-per-view fight that Andy Ruiz just participated in and won versus Chris Arreola. So that's some good money for these guys. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if they split any of the gate revenue, or do they just get the guaranteed money plus the pay-per-view sales from the households that purchased this pay-per-view. Okay, so that's Abel Ramos versus Omar Figueroa. Very good fight. Omar Figueroa, he comes in and he earns 200,000 US dollars. 200 grand for his fight versus Abel Ramos. Abel Ramos gets 150,000 US dollars, and he came out the victor. He got the W. You know what I mean? Omar Figueroa is the name, but Abel Ramos is the one who got the dub. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's some good money for Omar Figueroa in a loss, especially for a guy who hadn't fought in almost 2 years. So Abel Ramos, his payday should actually go up after this W that he got over the man Omar Figueroa. Erislandy Lara took somewhat of what we call a little like a pay cut. You know what I mean? Erislandy Lara was a fighter who, at 154, at least up until the Jared Hurd fight, he was clocking $1 million anytime he fought. Anytime he stepped into the ring, he earned $1 million with his WBA 154-pound title. Now that he's no longer campaigning at 154, maybe his payday goes down some. Maybe it's taking a dip after he took that loss to Jared Hurd. But he earned, Erislandy, the American Dream, he earned $300,000 last night, flat fee. You know what I'm saying? 300 grand flat fee. And his opponent, Thomas Lamana, a.k.a. Cornflake, he got himself 100 grand. You know what I'm saying? So Erislandy Lara, like I said, man, for a guy who used to clock $1 million per fight to getting 300 grand, it's maybe because after the loss to the man Jared Hurd, he hasn't fought anybody really of significance, and maybe that's why he took a little dip in his purse payout. But Erislandy Lara at 38 years old, Father Time is not on his side. He's gonna have to do something of real significance in order to get himself back to $1 million, and that will probably more than likely come via a title shot. If he gets a title shot versus will he fight Jamal Charlo? They train by the same trainer, Ronnie Shields, over there in Houston. That might not be likely. We might get Arislandi Lara versus Demetrius Andrade, a fight that's long overdue. They should have fought at 154. Maybe his paydays will go up, but we shall see. Time will tell. But those are the purse payouts for this pay-per-view fight. Let me see. Let me see if there's anybody else who is of significance I could mention their purses. Yeah, Sebastian Fendora, the 6'6", the Inferno, the 6'6" junior middleweight, 154-pounder. He clocked in 700 grand flat fee last night. 700. No, I'm tripping. Not 700 grand. 70 grand. 70,000 US dollars last night. So he won this title eliminated. I believe it's WBA. Then he's going to have to go the Jamal Charlo route. Everybody at 154 will have to go the Jamal Charlo route unless you're ranked in the WBO, which is held by Brian Castano. So be March Boxing, big ups to everybody in the chat. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please share, subscribe, and on your way in and on your way out, hit the thumbs up as well. It helps with the algorithm. And if you want to donate to the channel, check out my my description box. I got my PayPal or not Snapchat, Cash App in the description. So I'll catch you guys on the next one. Feel free to donate, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm gone. Peace.